Hello everyone, I'm Engineer James Okorie, and in this video I will be building an automatic changeover using only one contactor. I will be using one contactor and I will be using a timer. This is a timer, so I will be using a timer and I will be using this drawing. I will be making use of this drawing to build the automatic changeover, and I will be making use of this alarm. This timer is to control this alarm, and I will be using this light as my load, the load to my house, to supply my house. So I will be making use of this one. And the automatic changeover I'm building, one is I'm using one contactor, two different supplies. Maybe this one, I call this one supply 1, and this one I call it supply 2. That is this supply 2. So this one also as well is the alarm system. Is alarm. So this one are the terminals of the contactor, and this one L1, L2, L3, T1, T2, T3, and the 13, 21, 22, 14. All of these are the terminals of this contactor. As you can see, you will see L1, you will see L2, you will see L3, you will see T1, T2, T3, you will see from 31, 32 from here at this point, 31, 32, then 43, 44. That is normally open and normally closed. So I will be using this to build it, and I will be using this one as my NEPA side. That's supply 1. That is this supply 1, NEPA or PCN. Then I will be using this one as my second supply. That's supply 2, generator or inverter. Then let me start. So remember, this a timer. In every timer there is always a diagram like this one. This one as well is a timer, just like this. You will always see the diagram of connection. These ones you will always see them. That's timers, and you will always see them boldly drawn on the body of the timer. So I will be using only this one. So let's just start the connection. So I will be making use of this my diagram. All right, the diagram says from this point, so I'm connecting from this point now. The diagram says my left and neutral supply goes to L1 and L2. So from L1 and L2 it enters to A1 and A2. So this one is my supply. I'm using this one as my NEPA supply. So I will be connecting right. All right, L1 and L2. So this one is my L1. So, and this is my supply cable. So I will just use 2 of them. When tightening, please tight firmly, so there won't be any partial contact. So this one is okay. So and the other one says the neutral point to L2. So and the L2 goes to A2 of the coil. This is a contactor coil. This is the coil of the contactor. So I will just add this to another neutral cable, right? So I will connect to this place. All right, okay. So it enters the coil, and mind you, the alarm system, this is the alarm, this is the alarm, this is an alarm. One leg of the alarm enters the A2, and one leg, this is normally close of this timer. This is normally close of this timer. So what will I do? I will just take one leg of the alarm. That's the neutral part. Alarm you can use anywhere anyhow, but I will use one leg, and I will connect it to A2. So I will use this, and I will connect with this. I will join it with this. So I will connect to A2, and this is my A2 as the coil of my contactor. Make sure you ensure firm connection, please. tight firmly and electrically. Alright, so after tightening the draw to make sure it's firm, so now one of the legs of my timer, of my alarm have been connected to this. Now what will I do? This is my timer, and in every timer there's normally open and normally close, so and there is supply system. A timer, you must supply it for it to work. So I will be using a cable. So I will use this one, to connect with this as the wire that goes from this L1 to the A1 of the timer. So I will use this one. This is my A1 of the of the coil of the contactor. So this is my A1 of the coil of the contactor. Okay, ensure firm connection. So after it, I will use this one, and I will supply the alarms, the timer. So this my half part. Okay, so right. So for your normally close to work, you must do what? You must loop from the supply to the common, because I've shown you the 15 is normally closed with 16 and normally open with terminal 18. The same thing goes to 25, normally closed with 26 and normally open with 28. So 15 and 25 are the common. So I'm connecting this to terminal number 16, which is this, as the common. Okay, now I can connect one leg of my my alarm. I can then connect it to the normally closed, which is terminal number 18. Okay, make sure you draw it to make sure it's firm. So now my NEPA side is now complete. This side is now complete with the timer. So this side is complete, remaining my generator side. So let me hurry up and do it. So I tell you that I will be using this supply as my generator part. So to supply this, so what will I do? My LO and the N, that's life and neutral of my generator side, goes to terminal number 21 and 31. And mind you, 31 and 32 are normally closed, 21 and 22 are normally closed, 13 and 14 are normally open, 43 and 44 are normally open. So and all these terminals I've shown you from this contactor. So what will I do? I'll connect this one to terminal number 31 and 21. So I will use this one for 31. And I will use one for 21. Right, and from that same diagram, it says from 32 to T2, from 22 to T1. That's 22 goes to T1, 32 goes to T2. So I will just take loop from 32. This is my 32. Okay, this is my T2, and mind you, my 32 and T2 goes with load, because this is the load. So my load goes to T1 and T2. So I will connect one leg of this to this. and I will then loop this one again. That's my 22 from the diagram. Right to T1, which goes with this. So alright, so mind you, I have not linked the neutral of my timer because I'm just waiting to show you. In every timer, they normally close and normally open are different, but there you must energize the timer for the timer to work. Before the timer can work, you must energize it. That is, you must supply it with live and neutral to energize it in order for it to work, to give you either normally open or normally close. So I will just go ahead and link the neutral. So I will pick my neutral from this my point. Right, good. Then I will then supply the neutral of the timer, and this is the neutral point. Okay, make sure everything is firm. Confirm your connection to make sure that everything is firm. So I'm done with the connection now, and the remaining thing now is to do what? Is to test. So let's just go ahead and test. First of all, this is my generator part, which is this generator part. All right, with this generator, and my supply 2, and this one is my supply 1, which is my NEPA side, which is this side. So I will just go ahead and do what? And test. And this is my load. So if this one lights, the light will shine. So when the light shine, you know that your house is now being supplied. All right, so as we are testing now, this is my load, as I've said. So this is my generator part. So immediately, maybe you are using your generator, so there must be power. So I will just go ahead and on the generator. So the generator, you are not using your generator, so your generator is giving you light. So you are not using your generator, and let's say they bring light. Once they bring light, this alarm must sound, and this timer must control the alarm, and this your contactor must show you. This one must energize, and when it energizes, it will switch to NEPA. So let's just check and see. So immediately they bring light. Look at what will happen. You see, the timer have now controlled this, and your lights have now been switched to NEPA. So even if you off your generator, the light will still be on, right? So there's no light here at all, but the light is still on, which means your NEPA is on. And maybe they take light, and when they take light, the generator, it will be off. Okay, so and let's say you are using your generator again. This is your generator, and you are using your generator. You have on your generator, and you are using your generator, and this is your generator. And let's say they bring light, and when they bring light, what will happen again? The alarm will give you signal that they have brought light, and this is it. And the timer will control the alarm. You see? So that's how automatic changeover works. And thank you very much. I still remain my humble self, Engineer James Okorie. Thank you, and thank you very much.